to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Cup, I see. What's in it?
Okay. So, every once in a while, like on my walks, I go get something. Last week at some point,
Like gutter water.
yeah, like to drink.
Oh.
I mean, usually it was like an energy drink, but
Like you go to the liquor store and get a brown bag with a bottle in it.
yeah,
you
I just
drink
need
on
a
the way home?
40 of Schlitz. Do you get? Is that
Right.
still a thing? Do they still carry
Schlitz malt liquor?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question. Let's look that up because I'm curious.
Is
Schlitz
Schlitz?
malt liquor still a thing?
Is it?
Is
Colt
it?
45?
It is.
I'll be damned.
It's still a thing.
It's like something to do, just on, to get something and then get like $2 out and then buy a lottery ticket. Anyway, on my way out the door last week at some point, Piper was like, "I want to give me one of the Arizona green teas
Mm-hmm.
with like honey, ginseng and honey or something." And I went, "Oh, okay." Usually she likes the mango tea, whatever their Arizona mango one is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm like, all right. So I got it for her, came back, set it in her room. 24 hours later, it makes its way back into the kitchen, unopened. And I'm like, you didn't want it? She's like, I just hadn't got around to it. And I went, okay. So then it makes its way into the fridge.
So when you got it, was it cold?
Yes.
So delivered, it was cold.
Yes.
And then she didn't open it, it got warm.
Yes.
And then it made its way back into the kitchen because it was cold.
Right.
It wasn't cool anymore.
Right.
Okay.
And then it made its way into the fridge. So like 48 hours after purchase later, it's in the fridge in like the section where I may keep like a Red Bull or something.
Yeah.
And her stock of Red Bulls. So I went to see if there was something that I was allowed to drink in the slot.
Or that you could steal.
Right. Well, fuck, dude. I've made that mistake. That's a no-no. All of her Red Bulls, I have written her name on them.
Oh, shit.
Because it used to be, well, if you're not going to drink these,
I'm drinking them.
I'm drinking them. Like, I fucking bought them.
Right.
If they're going to sit here, if you're like, Dad, okay, hold on. Welcome to Sad Dads Go Podcast, episode 300.
316, I think.
Yeah. I'm Lord Fu.
I'm Jim.
Okay.
I have a thought on that.
Okay.
If you bought them
Yes.
and they're in your fridge that you pay the electrical bill on,
Yes.
you're welcome to them.
So
Because you're going to end up buying
Right.
more.
So exactly.
Yeah.
So here's how the naming of property went.
Yeah.
She would say, on your way out, buy me a Red Bull. I'm like, absolutely. Or she's going into like midterms or something. She's like, I need like a couple Red Bulls just to like on standby. She is not a chugger of Red Bulls. It is because she's kind of hypersensitive.
Mm-hmm.
So she only really like a morning, maybe.
Just Red Bull and vodka and that's it.
Right. Just shoot it and fucking be done. Just Jaeger bombs and we're good. So when I know she's studying for something or she makes a request, I'll buy a handful just to make sure that they're there because she likes whatever the summer flavor was. They're kind of hard to come by.
Yeah.
So it was like if I see them, I would buy a couple just to have. And
Yeah.
since she doesn't pound them,
they can sit in the fridge.
They can sit in the fridge, and then if she needed one, they're there. What ended up happening at some point, month plus ago, was she was like, "Could you buy me a couple Red Bulls?" Absolutely, not a problem. Go to the store, come back with a couple Red Bulls, put them in the thing. 2-3 days go by, they haven't been consumed. I wake up, it's a struggle bus kind of morning. I'm like, you know what? Fucking no one's drinking these. I pound one. Of course, it was the last one. And then she was like, someone drank in the evening. Someone drank my fucking Red Bull.
My Red Bull.
And I went, now listen. You asked days ago for the Red Bulls. They went days unconsumed. I bought the Red Bulls. I drank a Red Bull.
Did you lose this battle, I assume? Is
Well,
that the problem?
Well, then it was, sort of. Then it was, yeah, but they were for me. They were mine. And I went, but there's okay, listen.
I mean,
in the moment, you said you needed them, and then we went past the time bracketing of the need because you took the thing or whatever. Right. And I'm like, fuck, if they're here and you didn't buy it, but I bought it, and I feel like it just, well, then I'm gonna fucking drink it. I can go buy you another one if it was like, oh fuck, I need one. I'll go get you another. Right. No, but that one was mine. I'm like, okay, fine.
You do realize at some point they will get replaced.
Right.
They'll get replenished.
Right. I'm like, fine, absolutely. You know, there was, you know, it was all funny, haha, too. But I'm like, all the Red Bulls are Dad's Red Bulls. You just have the clock is ticking as to whether or not you consume it before me.
Before I did.
But if you ask for one and I buy you one, well, then you get your clock has a little bit more of
you got some leeway.
Yeah, your timer is a little bit longer.
Sure.
But eventually, the timer runs out, and if I beat you to the Red Bull,
it's fucking mine.
I'm fucking drinking it. And she was like, well, that's dumb. And I went, well, I fucking bought it. So and it was all funny, huh?
Sure.
So what I started doing was, in like spite of the whole minor kerfuffle, is every time I bought her a Red Bull, I would write her name on it, and I absolutely 100% positively, without any equivocations, I do not touch.
You won't touch them.
If it's got her name on it, it's hers.
Here's the deal: is you write the date on it.
No.
In the future. And anything past
good
that,
until
exactly. If it's got the dad expiration date on it, you can drink it if it's past.
Piper's Red Bull expiration 5 days from
Right.
I should anyway. So. All of the Red Bulls that are free have no name, but hers have her name on them.
Sure. But what happens if she's out of Red Bull and she starts drinking your Red Bull?
We haven't run into that, but then we would fucking tussle. Someone's going to the mat and we're going to fucking fight.
You're going to leg wrestle or something?
The fuck? Thumb wrestle. So the green tea is in the fridge. And I go to look for Red Bull, but I didn't see anything in there anyway, so I decided, I'll just get some water. But when in opening the section, the green tea can was turned around, and it had a little thing by the nutrition label, like by the recycle symbol, a little thing above it that I didn't recognize, and it was
lithium batteries.
Yeah, a little thing that said, no. Whew. It had a little thing that said, serve me warm. And I went,
wait, what?
Wait, what?
Well, it's tea, right?
It's green tea.
I mean, I suppose serving it.
And I went, holy shit. So later on in the afternoon, I went, did you know you can heat these? And she went, and I went, well, have you ever? No. And then Venus comes home.
It's tea.
Right. Venus comes home. I'm like, look at this. Like fucking.
Yeah, that would...
You can heat it.
I would be surprised to see that on a can,
and
too.
She went, oh, huh. So then I went... Piper asked for another green tea down the days later after we had seen the thing. I'm like, fucking, I should do that. But then Piper was like, well, I want a green tea. I'm like, well, fucking, I'm not going to heat yours because it's going to have your... So I ended up buying my own can.
Right.
Of course, my can... never made it to the fridge because it was like, oh, well, I'll just leave it on the counter because I'm going to heat it up anyway. It doesn't need to be refrigerated.
Right.
And the can in the last week has just kind of migrated itself around the counter because I just haven't had time to heat it.
Everyone's like,
I'm trying to make dinner with the fucking
Why is this can?
Xander and I are doing costume shit, and so it's in the way. Anyway. So
this
Venus
is hilarious. It's like I'm at my house because we have a similar can at my house
that just is a nomad.
Well, it's a funny one.
Is it?
We bought some 0 sugar 7-Up.
Yeah.
and Chandler was taking cans out of the thing, and it was an empty fucking can in the 12-pack.
Oh, wow.
Empty. There's nothing inside. It's sealed.
Wow.
And so that can has floated around in the kitchen, and my wife finally got pissed. Like, what is the deal with this can? I'm like, it's empty. And I said, so I was like, kind of planning on making like a TikTok or something and like tagging 7-Up in it as a funny haha.
Oh, yeah.
And it just never happened. So that can is like, it floated around the kitchen for quite a while, and now it's ended up in the garage. So I hope your tea doesn't make it to the garage.
So Venus was like, fucking, we just need to heat this and get
Oh,
this
it's right
fucking
there.
can. Yeah. So we heated it up before we started the show.
So that's why
it's very sweet, but it is a hot honey green tea.
Honest Tea makes a tea I really like. It's the peach oolong tea.
Oh, really?
It's just a little bit sweet, but I don't drink a lot of drinks that have sugar in them anymore. I used to love those.
Yeah.
They're very low on sugar, but it's like a peach. No, it's not a green tea, but oolong, peach oolong or whatever. Mm-hmm. Very tasty.
Yeah.
But anyway, a little bit of peach. And in fact, when we go to Dutch Bros, don't call it brothers. When we go to Dutch Bros,
Really? You can't call it brothers?
no, it's bros.
Oh, Dutch Bros?
Yes,
Is that a
Dutch
faux
Bros. Yeah, it's not Dutch Brothers. It's bros.
Oh, shit.
I've been told many times. But anyway, Dutch Bros, I get their sugar-free Rebel, and I have them add sugar-free peach to it, and it's amazing.
So they empty a can into a cup.
Yes.
And then boop.
And then it's like twice as much if you get a large because it takes 2 cans.
Oh.
They get expensive if you get a large. If you get a large.
Oh.
Yeah.
You don't get the can that's like this size? You get the little red.
I don't know. You just order a Rebel, or in my case, a sugar-free Rebel,
How
and
many
they
ounces is this?
crack it open.
19. Tall boy.
I don't even know what the cans look like. Can you buy them retail?
Yeah. Well, when Piper and Venus go to Dutch Bros.
Good job.
Shit.
Careful now.
I just asked for the can.
Oh, yeah. That's what I do on an airplane.
I've never seen their can.
A ginger ale.
outside.
And can I have the can?
Yeah, can I have the can?
Yeah, I don't think they sell them retail anywhere. It's probably just at the
think so.
store. But
Yeah.
or the shop, the coffee shop. Is it a coffee shop? It's
Chapapape.
Shoppy.
Chapapape. Chapapape.
Oh man, I am ready to close out this week, though. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, hit me.
Man, I don't know.
Last I saw you, you were not this way.
Yeah, it's been a rough week. Saturday, my wife and daughter and I all got sandwiches at Safeway.
Oh.
And the commonality between the 3 sandwiches is croissant bread,
Okay.
mayo,
Mm-hmm.
and lettuce. Those
Oh.
3 things.
Yeah.
And my wife was kind of saying the lettuce was gross, so maybe it was the lettuce.
Oh.
I was thinking it was the mayo. I don't know.
Hmm.
Could have been the bread. I don't have any idea.
Hmm.
But all of us have been terribly sick
Yeah.
with food poisoning since
Was
that.
this front side, back side?
Some of us front side, some of us back side, and some of us both.
Oh, boy.
So it's like we split the gamut between the 3 of us.
Boy, that's got to be interesting for the bathrooms.
They were heavily used.
Were they? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And one person got both, and 2 of us got one or the other. And everyone's just fucking wrecked. Sunday was just wild because it was like dead people laying around the house.
When did it kick in on Sunday?
Kind of like first thing in the morning. It was sort of like I got up and it was just kind of like, man, my head just feels real foggy and I'm not feeling really good. And then I'm like, oh, I gotta go hit the can. And then I was like, oh, something's wrong. Something is terribly wrong because that was entirely liquid. And
Shit, come here.
Gee.
Look at this.
oh, I didn't even have the energy to do that,
This is
nor
soup.
would I want her to even see that shit. Jesus. So it has been like a week full of like saltines and Gatorade and no energy and everyone just feeling like death.
Yeah.
Everyone called in sick on Monday. I went back to work on Tuesday. The girl stayed home on Tuesday, and everybody finally is back today.
Yeah.
But still not 100%. I mean, it was weird to see tonight. They got a little adventurous. This is the most I've seen them or consider them eating. Was they decided to go a little like very mild for dinner, and the girls made breakfast burritos.
Oh.
So some eggs, some hash,
Mini tater tots, hash
tater
browns.
tots,
Oh.
and it's a little cheese,
Yeah.
tortilla, blah
Yeah.
blah blah, avocado, and so they made theirs, and then I went in the kitchen and made mine. And I went and sat down, and I think I fared better than everybody else, except I had like a fever of 103.6 at one point.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so it was like I said, it was rough. But so I'm like eating my burrito because I'm fucking hungry, right? I feel like once you kind of get real hungry like that, you're starting to get
Yeah, your body's like, yep,
I'm ready.
we need refueling.
Yeah, and so I'm like I'm killing my burrito, and I look over, and my wife has her burrito like just sitting on her plate, and she sat down before me. It's just sitting there. Mine's half gone, mind you, and she's on her phone, and I'm like, oh. And then I kind of peek over at Melly, and burrito's just sitting there, and I'm like, oh, they're fucking wrecked.
Still feeling it.
Yeah. So we just got trashed. Not a good time. So.
Most unfortunate.
Yeah. So I would be happy to move on from this.
Drinking water?
Oh yeah.
I saw I think it ended up being a TikTok. And it was a gentleman of our age, with like one of those, you're a Gen Xer if kind of scenarios, and he had like a green screen behind him with like a slide, and it was, all of these things, if you're a Gen Xer, are as things that fix you if you have a cold, and it was a can of Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
I had some.
It was a box of the premium saltines.
Had those.
It was a can of Canada Dry ginger ale.
Had one of those.
And Vicks Vapor Rub.
Did not. I wasn't sick like that though.
I personally, I never got the Vicks Vapor Rub thing.
No.
And even with having asthma as pre-teen and multiple asthma attacks, and all of the colds I ever had, Vicks was never like even on my chest. Now my brother did get the Vicks treatment a number of times. And it was one of those things as like me in my teens and high school with a younger brother and seeing my mom do like the Vicks on his chest. I'm like, why would we be why
are you doing that?
What's that doing?
Yeah.
She's like, it's to help alleviate his like breathing and open up for the congestion. And I went, well, where has that been?
I never got that.
Because the guy with fucking asthma, that may have helped some. Anyway, it was. But every other tile on that thing was like, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Nail, check mark. Checks all the boxes. It was pretty funny.
My car hadn't left the house since Saturday.
We just picked up mine.
Wednesday. No, I mean it has just been sitting in the garage for 4 days.
Getting texts.
3 days.
Hey.
No, 4 days.
Hey, buddy, are you mad at me?
Yeah. The tank's full, pal.
Sure you don't want to go run an errand, buddy?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was just like, oh shit. I gotta take the garbage out.
Max is like, I looked at the weather. Why aren't we going for a walk, dickhead?
I will say this. I did take him. So Monday nobody left the house. But Tuesday I went back to work. I didn't feel great, but I went back to work and I felt it was like a weird mix of not feeling good but feeling good. It's like, oh, I'm all right. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe
5 out of 8 cylinders.
Maybe, yeah. And then like, oh shit, I can take Max for a walk. You know, he deserves that.
Mm-hmm.
And then take him for his walk, and then about halfway, like, ooh, this might have been a mistake. Like, I don't know if I have the energy to make it all the way around.
Yeah.
And then about 3/4 of the way, like, I might need to use the restroom.
Oh, I've knocked the rest of it loose. Fuck.
Yeah. Like, I've been vertical now for, 25 minutes. So
everything is starting to drain.
So
holy shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Right. Oh. Is a Jim's ass liquid tight? We're going to find out, So
how watertight?
Yeah. So just a rough go.
That's crazy because Saturday evening, your son got us roped into doing the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 zombies thing.
Yeah. Number one, and Nicole. Yeah, I'm terrible at that game. You were good. I
had fun.
Whenever I died, which was about every 30 seconds into the match, I would follow you for a while, and you and Chandler play very similarly, and you were doing very well. I was very impressed for your first time playing, I think.
I have not. Yeah, and I was telling Xander, I'm like, the last time I played a Call of Duty, it was their World War II, one of their battlefields, I think, or I might even be thinking of the wrong game. It was like an old war.
Okay.
Not anything.
It was World War I.
Yeah, not anything modern for sure.
Oh. It was a French Revolution.
So, on occasion, I've I'll play. The closest I've been probably in recent times is like the I'll do like the Splinter Cells, which is kind of like more of a single player. It's like a story-driven kind of thing with like missions, kind of like a Hitman or something. You're just doing sneaky missions.
Yeah,
it's not a lot of like operator out in the field.
Yeah,
against you're just kind of sneaking around trying to be ninja like, but with gear.
Yeah. I might like that actually.
Yeah, Splinter Cell stuff.
Yeah. I've seen that, but I haven't
oftentimes
played it.
What made that I mean, this is probably early aughts, maybe mid aughts. They had it was a 2-player Splinter Cell game, and one of you played with each other, but typically it was at different locations, and you each had like different roles. So one of you set up like traps or like cameras and whatnot that the other had the camera to, like, or the viewfinder.
Sure.
And then you could, so one set the stuff, one looked at the stuff and directed, like you had to work together. Each of you had like a complementary kit to what the other one did. And so you would collaboratively
work
like
through it.
Infiltrate a base
Sure.
and steal a thing, or kill a target kind of thing, like a terrorist kind of thing. And then the whole thing was you're not geared for
mass
a
casualty
firefight.
Yeah.
You have to do it with the least amount of carnage or detection, and then get the fuck out. Like straight up, like wet work, Navy SEAL operator, get in, get out no one knows you were there kind of stuff. I found that, like, the tactical nature of those, like, much more enjoyable. Plus, it wasn't like, oh, get fucked, I'm at your mom's house right now. Like, playing,
teabag.
yeah, you're like, fucking. And the collaborative nature was nice. But I haven't played those in a long time because Destiny ended up, like, just being the thing. It was like, oh, these are shooting aliens in the face. A lot of,
the mechanics are so much different between the two games. Did you go through any of the training at all?
I did.
I did part of it.
So when I started the game, it kicked me into like that church or whatever with the guy in the wheelchair. And he like gives you a gun. I think I spent like 5 minutes like shooting a gun. And here was the thing for me, playing Destiny.
Yeah.
I play with a Razer controller. And before the Razer controllers, I did the Xbox Elite. So I'm playing on console. Xbox. You were playing on PS5.
Yep.
I'm always 2 thumbs up to any game that allows people to enjoy their product across multiple platforms.
Sure.
So this allowed an Xbox person to play with a PS5 person to play with, I think Nicole and Chandler were both on PCs.
I think she's on Xbox.
Is she?
And he's on
And
PC.
he was on a rig. So it was like, it was cool. So that being said, I play on controller with aftermarket controllers that have like the buttons underneath your hands. So they have just hot buttons. I'm not doing everything with the thumbs up on top of the controller. I have played, as we've talked at length, Destiny for 10 years. I have used that type of controller where I'm doing the X, Y, B, and A with my under the palm type of triggers. I don't know how to play
the thumbsticks
with the using my thumb to press those 4 buttons. So a lot of times when I try a new game, my biggest roadblock to enjoying it is whether or not I can either not use the hot buttons underneath the controller and figure it out with relative ease in going back to using my thumb, or for some reason the game translates as it is with me being able to use the underside. The Call of Duty game, without me touching the joystick and its configuration, the mappings for Destiny worked with all of the existing buttons of my Razer controller.
So this is seamless.
So the swapping weapons, the sprinting, the sliding, the changing of weapons, the grenade, the aim down sights, the trigger pulls, all of that stuff was like instant translate. So it was like, I want to do this, and it was not me like going to pull a trigger and end up like fucking crouching or something, or going to slide and I swap weapons.
Right.
And it's like, fucking, that would have been an instant hurdle. So part of the transition in doing okay was, well, at least all the buttons do the things that I want. An hour or so into us playing, your son's like, are you using the gobble gums or whatever, or some of the other fucking perks? I went up to a number of the little kiosks things, pressed a button, and figured I was doing something. No.
It just drops it on the ground.
Or like, go to the chest and you get a mystery weapon. I go to the chest, do the mystery weapon thing, and it puts a weapon up there, and I went, oh, cool, I've got that gun. No, I didn't select and
grab it.
Yeah. I walked away from a fucking chest that had a gun, and I'm like, "Where's that gun? I just fucking and go back, and it's not there." I'm like, I don't know. There's a whole like super kind of thing that you can do with your 2 bumpers. That like this little thing was glowing in the corner. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that is, and it wasn't until we had gotten done playing, and I had a reasonable. I enjoyed the time. I was like, I guess I should figure out what the everything was doing. The grenade throw is mapped to a button that I really wasn't using. The grenade, there's like, and then the left bumper does an alternate grenade kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then the super thing, it like builds up kind of like a Destiny super does over time, like killing the stuff. I'm like, oh, so how do I use that? And then you hit your bumper and it pulls up like some other gun that like fires like a Tesla coil trap thing that like shocks and kills shit. And I went, fuck, that would have been handy,
right?
If I'd have known that was a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I probably even if I would have known, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have mattered.
And it was, and then there was some of the struggle too with like comms. Everything for audio
Got
in the
drowned
game
out.
was way overpowering. Like
the
communications. Like where are you?
I had that when you and I and Venus were playing in Destiny.
Yeah.
There were times where the audio of the game was so overpowering that you guys were talking. I couldn't hear a word you were saying.
Oh.
And I was like, you're telling me where to go or some shit. And I'm like, I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was just like, there's no way I was going to hear it. So I think I've have those adjusted now.
Yeah.
And that made a difference. But the Call of Duty's a little bit different animal.
Oh, sure.
And I probably won't spend a lot of time playing regular Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah.
Like player versus player stuff.
Oh, no. I was up front with in the chat with your son. I'm like, I have no real interest in the multiplayer. I'll play zombies, and I may play the story, but I've actually, like Sunday, midday, I was like, okay, since I enjoyed it, let me dial in the settings.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let me fix audio so that way if we get together again, I don't really care about the music. I do care about being able to like hear someone say, "Get the fuck over here," or "Stop rezzing me."
Yeah.
I don't like spiders. Did you know you can turn the little spider guys? There's an arachnophobia setting.
It turns them into cats.
It turns them into something that's not a spider.
Oh.
For people who
hate spiders,
can't do spiders.
Yeah.
So some of the settings, some of the aim assist stuff, the audio tuned at. There was a couple button things. I was like, oh, okay. Then I went and redid the tutorial like in its entirety. I'm like, oh, okay. There's a lot that translates here. Makes sense. Like, okay. And then since I was waiting for Space Grandma in Destiny, like Monday, today's Wednesday, Monday and Tuesday, I think a couple of times, like a lunch break, I played like a couple rounds of zombie, and then you can save it. Like if you do a round and you're like, fuck, I gotta bounce, you can save it, and then I kill the game and I'll come back in and like do another round or something a little bit later. So you can. But I don't get, and obviously not without friends, I don't get anywhere close to where we were at with multiple people. But now I have like a better clue. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we were all running around like chickens with the head cut off. And then your son is trying to do whatever the little Easter egg shit was.
Oh, yeah.
So he's a fucking Chad all on his own. You and me and Nicole are just like, oh, where's my belly button at?
Pretty much.
But, we got, for us, it was reasonably impressive in rounds given. You had never played it. I had never played it.
No.
I don't know if Nicole had, but I think she's done Call of Duty stuff.
I think she played it once or twice prior. But she had played zombies in previous Call of Duty, and that's what she was trying to say on comms. So she's like, "I don't like this. It's too much. It's way too fast. It comes on too strong, which is compared to previous versions of zombies."
I will say, in the amount of stuff that I took in just trying to dial in settings, the zombies mode for this release has done very well it's receiving a lot of like positive traction. Probably almost even more so than the multiplayer has been. Like the campaign apparently is decent and okay, but a lot of people are just going ape shit over the zombies mode. And I went, okay, so it worked. I don't give fucking okay.
Where I was frustrated was every time I'd go to the chest to get a weapon, it would pop up with the same fucking handgun I already had.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And that happened, I mean, countless times. So whatever monetary thing you use to buy the chest opening,
oh yeah,
you're spending that to get the same fucking thing you have. And I just kept, and I finally just started running to a wall that had a gun.
Yes,
thing, and
I would say that's, for me,
Yeah.
that's been way better. So once you get to the level, you choosing your loadout, so that way at least you start with the gun.
Yeah.
What is it, 11? 11 is really
I don't know.
the
I made it
the
to
best.
3.
Yeah,
I made it to
That's
3.
right. I don't really have time to. One, I wasn't even fucking taking the gun. I was like, I wasn't saying shit. One, because when I went to the chest, it came up with something other than a pistol, and I went, sweet.
Yeah.
But I already happened to be carrying a weapon that wasn't a pistol.
So you couldn't tell that you didn't pick it up.
Right. So unless I went to, and I'm like, why am I back with my fucking fist?
Right.
Like, I had another gun.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I'm getting this fucking pistols. And I'm like, well, fucking that thing that popped up for me was an SMG. But I don't have it.
Yeah. I got an SMG, but I don't have it in my inventory.
Like, where the fuck? Every time I come back to this chest, it gives me an SMG or a rifle. That fucking AK. That thing had a green border around it. That looked fucking cool, but where is it? And I'm not going to be like, I'm getting all these cool guns, but I don't even know where they're at. And you're like, I got another fucking pistol. I'm like,
and then the gumballs, like you activate the gun and they drop out the bottom and you have to pick them up.
Yes.
I figured that out.
Yeah.
And then there was like in whatever map we were in, you go into that church or whatever at the top.
Yes.
And then you go to the back and there's that, whatever that machine was.
Right. So that I have
that
found
gives you gun mods, right?
It takes your current gun and it puts a flavor twist and amps it up.
Okay.
In addition to, on the outside of the church, there are ways to update your weapon at it almost looks like a 80s arcade thing that takes it up there too. So there are all kinds of ways to, and none of this I figured out how to get
I feel like there was some
thing.
things he was telling us, but like,
yeah.
But like shit's happening, right?
Oh,
so
yeah. No,
it's not like he can be like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm carrying the flag, everybody. Now follow me. We're going to go up the stairs.
Right.
And here's where you get your blah, blah, blah.
Right. You go here, you get your fucking ammo. I'm like, okay, stand at the box. Like, is it going to give it to me? Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
There's a little prompt in the
Right.
left corner, like press and hold X. And like, I would run past the box. I'm like, click, click, click. I'm out of bullets. What the fuck? This is stupid.
Yeah.
Yes. Run to a thing. Oh, I got a cool gun. You did not, in fact, get a gun. Welcome back to your fists. You want a knife? No, I want the SMG that's in the thing. You aren't pressing the right buttons, dickhead.
Thanks for leaving this gun behind.
Yeah.
Now I can give Jim a pistol.
And you're running around like, I'm dead, but I got a pistol. I'm like, I got fucking nothing, man. This is bullshit.
I'm just like, poo, poo.
I die. I run
don't-
back into the church. I'm like,
It takes countless fucking shots to kill one of these fucking things, and I've got a pistol that runs out of ammo all the
so
time.
you know what's funny about that is that if as you shoot with a weapon, you level it up.
Yeah.
And as you level up a thing, it unlocks like higher grade weapons to choose from.
Oh.
The pistol has a variant like down the tree that when you unlock that and you come into the game with it and you get enough stuff to go into the church and you do the little color twist.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever it's called. Your son's going to roll us.
I know. Whatever.
When you go into the church and you amp it up, it turns it into a small fucking like rocket.
Oh,
The bullets have like AoE.
Oh, damn.
So it's like like your grenade launcher in Destiny.
Yeah.
It does AoE. You just shoot at the fucking floor and it AoEs like 3-4 fucking zombies.
See, we're playing zombies, and I'm wishing I had my fucking Destiny weapons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
I
need my grenade launcher.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
I'm like, fucking. And the funny thing was, I'm like, me fucking around with like various guns on the last couple days, I don't think I've gotten nearly as far as I did playing, like, certainly Saturday, because I'm trying to, like, nickel and dime. Like, okay, so now I need enough of these so I can go back into the church and then fucking get this amped up.
So you're working the system.
Yeah. So now
more.
I'm testing more things and I'm shooting less. I'm like trying to get around like, okay, so how does this work? Oh, I'm fucking dead again.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Well, that's what would happen to me is like I'd get surrounded and just start running, and then they'd all come after me, and then I'd be running, and then I'd just keep running, and then I was never shooting anything.
Yeah.
So even if I had a decent gun, I couldn't shoot anything because I'm just fucking running the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And a lot of times it was the stuff, you working with, if we're playing the right way, you're usually working with a person to create like pathways where you don't train your zombies into someone else who's also got their own.
Yeah.
You're kind of
meld them together.
Yeah. It's like, I'm bringing a fucking train, or you try and get them into that bottleneck, and then you ting 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 ting.
And I saw, I'm like, oh, I see how this works. I mean, I watched because I was dead half the time, so I was watching, you and Chandler. I would watch you because I wanted to see how well you were doing, but I'd go back and watch Chandler, and he would get him into a narrow way and just. Then just start taking them all down. And I was like, fuck, that's how you're leveling up so quick, is you're just unleashing. But also, he's got decent guns and stuff, so he can take
I don't
them
even know what level he was. But yeah, he's probably walking in there with better guns anyway than you and I were. So it was like, his shit's already lit.
I mean, I was basically there with a fucking, pea shooter.
Nicole, she's
like, don't resuscitate me.
Stop reviving me. If I die, let me go. Just don't come back. I don't like this. I don't like the stop. Then your son is like, res.
And I think what's funny is when you die, there's a short amount of time where you still have ammo. You can crawl around.
Oh yeah,
and shoot at zombies.
Yeah. Get fucked, bitch.
Yeah, and then eventually your health completely goes away, and then you're
dead.
And you're watching somebody else play.
Right.
And that's no fun. That's like that to me. That's like Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're just watching. It might as well be watching Twitch. Someone else play this game on Twitch. Mm-hmm. But man, that was a little frustrating. I might go back and play a little bit by myself and try and figure out. I don't know.
I thought the tutorial was really helpful.
I did quite a bit of the tutorial. I think I got through 5 or 6.
There's a lot of the movement stuff that is above my pay grade as an old man.
There's a one part of the tutorial where you got to jump off and spin around and shoot the guy behind you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Chandler was there when I was doing it.
Yeah.
And actually, I think Nicole was too. And I kept dying, and they're all, holy shit, like how? Because there were times where I would jump off, and I wouldn't even get turned around, and that guy would shoot me.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, and they're both like freaking out. Like, why are you being killed so quick? And I'm like, I have no idea. You know what I mean?
I think it's when I did it, it was if you're not doing the
exact
movement as soon as you're coming off the ledge,
then
the game registers you're not learning and it kills you like without hesitation.
I see.
Like fucking same thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm turning around. Like how fast do you? And you're pretty much needing to do the.
I think whatever button.
Yeah, whatever the sequence was. Yeah. Like as you come off,
you're supposed to hold down that button and then turn around. And I probably wasn't doing that at the right moment or some shit.
Okay. Well, sure.
And I eventually got it, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think I got as far as the one where you're prone on the ground and they start showing up all around
the 360s.
you. Yeah. And that one was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I finished. I might have just got past that one.
That one?
Yeah.
Where you have to like slam through a door and pop somebody?
I didn't get to there.
That's a good one. But movement stuff that I was not using while playing zombies. Probably super
Right.
useful playing against humans, but zombies don't give a fuck if I'm tumble 180ing
Maybe they do.
off a ledge.
Maybe that will save your bacon.
We may get perks dropping from guys, or it may be a quest thing. But
I mean, my problem with this is remembering all of the moves that you can do in a moment of sheer terror.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and like, then I'm mashing buttons because I don't have
They're
any
all
idea.
over me.
I don't know what to do.
I'm pinned up against this goddamn Ford.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And like, and it ends up me just like, I don't know, fucking Twitch touching every button.
Palsy, just
Sure. And so that's my frustration. And that's part of the reason why I haven't really spent a lot of time in games like that. And that was my hesitation with playing Destiny.
Yeah.
Now, I'm all right at Destiny. I'm not great or anything, but I can hold my own, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, but it feels like Call of Duty has way more to the controller. Like, there's a lot more that you can do.
Oh, yeah.
As far as the movements and stuff.
Yes. That's way more complex.
And it's a little bit more scary, I guess. Or
well, yeah, when you're
not scary, but like overwhelming.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'm trying to think of I don't have a like for like level in Destiny that overwhelms you if you are out of sequence. I'm trying to think. It was probably a ways ago. The dungeons kind of get that way. I'm sure raids might, but I don't do either of those. So
we should start doing them.
They're so complex. That's like to not be like, okay, what's the next encounter? And then we're both staring at like a YouTube thing to know how it works.
Well, that's how I play Destiny right now anyway, because half the time I'm looking at my quest list and I'm thinking, oh, what's this quest?
How do I do this?
And it doesn't tell me where to go, and it doesn't let me launch it from the director. So then I'm like, okay, where do I even need to go to launch this thing? Where do I go to make this thing happen? So I'm Googling shit all the time in Destiny because I've got 7 pages of quests that I need to narrow down or whatever that I'd like to get out of there, but then I can never figure out how to get there. I can never figure out where to go, or their Gambit things, or their Vanguard stuff, playlist things, or something like that I just don't feel like I want to do at the moment, because then I'm getting paired up with a bunch of players that I don't know. So there's considerations all around. Like, you know, if I'm going to do that kind of stuff, I'd rather do it with you and Venus, or, you know, somebody I know.
There are some, and to get, like, some of the Venus and I have been really interested in trying to do, like, the 10th anniversary title thing. And those requirements are, one, they're at a tier where, even they would be a challenge for me to try and solo. And if she wanted to do them, it's above her skill set to even solo. And
I'm right there.
Sure, right. And here's the thing. If it's difficult for me, then I know it will be frustrating for her.
Sure.
And then some of those things are even so difficult that even with the 2 of us, or even the 3 of us, because of the
scaling.
Yes, because of the way things scale now.
Yeah.
3 people to tackle something that I may be comfortable in understanding the mechanic. Like, I can walk you through everything here. I'm very familiar with it. That doesn't get us past the part where I died and neither of you have the skill set yet to carry your own, or she dies and you and I can't carry it alone, even with the goodness that we have, and I'm not even close to being able to carry all 3 of us together would not be able, even if we never died. So, but there are some tasks that we probably can tackle that for a long time I've just written off as not possible because, well, surely it's just not possible. The 10th anniversary things that we want to get done have put us in a place where I'm like, if you want this, it's going to be hard, and we need to start playing a different way and playing more. Otherwise you will be frustrated. Like if you want to do this, we have to be better at this.
Right.
And she's like, okay. Like, all right, well then. So to your point, some of the things should be doable, and we're going to try doing the things that I have written off as like, well, that's just unobtainium to me because we just do a strike when we go and play and we have fun.
I think that's the reason why they have the whole clan infrastructure, right? I mean,
oh sure, yeah.
And I mean, typically clans are not. I mean, I'm sure there's clans that are just a group of friends who play together.
Oh sure,
but I was in a clan that was just like someone invited me. I was like, sure, I'll be in a clan.
Yeah,
I don't know. And then beyond that, I was never invited. I didn't really know how to do it. I'm a new player, so it's like, I'm in this clan and I'm out playing and I'm earning clan points for this clan that I've never played anything with.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, you have a clan. Like, I should join your clan, and then we can boost this clan up.
Right. And then you get engrams.
Yeah.
Like, mine was just, it was like innate. I'm like, fucking, well, yeah, I'm putting all the kids in my clan, so that way someone doesn't roll up to Xander if he happens to ever start playing and they're like, join my clan. He'd be like, okay. And he ends up in like Panties Anonymous or something. I'll be like, dude, what are you doing? So, because at one point in time, there were 5 of us somehow playing. I think it only took 4 of us online at one time. I'm like, cool, make a clan. And you never have to fucking play again.
Yeah.
But the amount of time, it was really just me, but I had a clan name.
Right.
But now with Venus playing, and playing with you now that you're in it, Hawthorne kicks out way more pinnacles.
Yeah.
Or higher engrams to help raise light. So it is useful.
Yeah.
But it does take playing.
Yeah.
Playing.
The other aspect of doing some of that stuff is like, I'm new player, so I'm just dumb enough to go do whatever.
Yeah.
I went and played, I don't know, what is it, Gambit or whatever, which is the player versus player stuff at one point, or what was it?
Crucible is the solo, or is the solely PvP.
Okay, so Crucible.
Gambit has you're killing some aliens, but every once in a while an invader comes over.
That's right.
That's human.
So I've done both of those, and just by like, I don't even know what this does. And found out real quick, I don't really care for the PvP stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's things that want you to go do it. It's like they really try to tailor the lot of quests in order for you to advance based on whether or not you do some of those things. And sometimes I'm just like, man, I don't want to go. I don't want to do a Vanguard playlist right now or whatever, Yeah. I want to go to the moon, or I want to go to Nessus, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I try to knock off the stuff that I can do within my comfort zone typically. But every once in a while I'm like, I'll go, I guess, I'll go do this other thing. And it's just because sometimes I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting into. I'll get into quests that are so fucking hard that there's no way that I can do them myself. In fact, today, before dinner, before the show, the girls were gone and I had just finished up work. So I like kicked into Destiny and I jumped into a quest, and it was one that I had forgotten I had started it. I have tried it probably 5 or 6 times. I die very quickly. It's very sad. And I'm like, fuck, this is like a thing I'll need someone to play with, like that can help me, because otherwise I don't know how to
I was going to say, is it a mechanics thing or it's just an overwhelming of the enemies?
It's overwhelming of the enemies.
Oh, okay.
And you're on an island. It's like an island with a crystal structure in the center, and like another island that's around it, like a donut.
Okay.
And it's like that. It's Vex, and it's like the ocean is. You know how the water's all electric. So that's all around you, and then there's looks like portal windows or something on 4 sides, and you have to come in and you jump all the way down onto this island, and then you put your ghost in and he starts scanning.
Okay.
And that kicks off the thing, and then it's restricted after that.
Oh.
And then all of the, I don't know what they're called. They look like floating flowers, and they like
Hydra or harpies.
Whatever the fuck those things are.
Harpies.
There's shitloads of those. And then there's one of the things that always has like a barrier around it.
Hydras.
There's a couple of those, and I can get past all of that. There's a bunch of those. I can get past all of that, and then all of a sudden the fucking chickens show up.
Yeah.
And as soon as the chickens show up,
it's over.
Yeah, because I'm already depleted.
Yeah.
Trying to kill all the other stuff, and there's nowhere to go. You have no safe place.
Oh.
Yeah.
I cannot picture
unless
what
you
this
jump
is.
out to this little other donut island around this island that you're on.
Yeah.
And even then, there's no safe place.
Where are you launching it out of? The helm or?
It comes out of the right. I think I can launch it right out of the director.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. I'll have to look it up. I don't remember what it's called. But, so there's stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll get in and I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I'll launch into a thing and go, fuck, you know what? I've tried this like 15 times.
Huh.
And this never ends well. Not this one in particular, but other stuff too. And so, but I'm dumb enough just to keep like, I'll give it a whirl. I launched into it. You know what I mean? Like, I died already 15 times.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, it's just whatever. But you got to try it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. And then the aliens, they die.
But then, like I said, I've said this many times. I'm kind of new to gaming, really.
I was going to say, what's funny is that for not being a gamer, we have spent probably 50 minutes outside of backsplatter toilet love talking about games. And we are old.
Yeah, I was talking
Welcome to the show, big guy.
Yeah, I was talking to Ted. I mean, I've always enjoyed video games. I've just never really wanted to spend the money on consoles and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I was talking to Ted yesterday.
Yeah.
Guy's in the fucking hospital again. Hey, Ted, if you're listening.
Hashtag hey, Ted.
And he's been playing a game called Satisfactory.
Yes.
And so I went and watched a couple YouTube videos. Fascinating little game.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like a resource thing.
Yeah.
You get, I need these to make these, and now I got to make these to make these. And you're constantly building up.
Yeah.
But the graphics are all based on the
was it a
Unreal Engine or something?
Yeah,
so it's like it's all like first person. You're like a guy that runs around and does all this stuff. You're not. It's not like SimCity where you're like doing it from above.
Okay.
Really neat. It was just kind of a cool concept.
Did you join his server? Because I think he said he made a server. I haven't had time.
He did say he made a server, but my problem is they don't make a console version.
Oh.
And they don't have a Mac version or a Mac Steam version. So I don't really have a way to play it. And I don't have a PC. Yeah. So.
Huh.
So I told him, well, hopefully they come out with a console build at some point. So maybe they will.
It's a mobile game.
No,
or
he's playing
PC.
it on
Microsoft Surface. I think is what he said he was playing it on.
No, not Surface. He's playing it on what's the NVIDIA?
Oh, GeForce.
The GeForce.
Yeah.
He's playing it on that somehow.
I think if I understood it, because the
GeForce Now,
the GeForce Now,
it's a subscription model.
Yeah, it allows you to like remote play a PC game, I think. like using. So it's effectively just relaying you the graphics, but it's running it on a cloud rig kind of a thing.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. But essentially it lets you play the games that you own.
Yes.
Which I think he does it through Steam on the Now.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly. I don't know how it works.
Destiny used to have that with the Google had a cloud
Oh, that's right.
gaming platform thing too.
Yeah. Is it gone now?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they did like a whole cutover thing because if you had, I mean, the architecture is fascinating because you can actually. Have you looked into it with the PS5?
I think PS5 has
you
it.
can do that.
I have it.
Have you ever fucked around with it?
Just fucked around with it. And the problem is like, oh, maybe I want to play some Destiny.
Right.
But it's fucking tiny on your phone. You know what I mean?
See, Xbox has it too, and I've never fucked around with it.
Yeah, it's small. And then
were you in the house still, or were you out?
I was in the house.
I was going to say.
I can't imagine what it would be like outside the house.
Out and about on like a Starbucks Wi-Fi playing Destiny relayed off your PS5.
I mean, you got 5G ultra wide. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
If you're in a place that's
Could you play it on your? Well, you don't. Do you have an iPad?
I just bought Shannon an iPad for her birthday.
Oh yeah.
So yes.
So you do. Yeah. That's 50.
Well, I mean, she does. But
I mean, 50% of the screen real estate's yours.
Yeah, I can install that app on there.
Yeah. So just put it in a folder down on.
See, I'm always curious of how well that plays. Is it worth it? Is there lag in there? How does that translate?
I think if you were, I'm trying to remember like the people that tried playing Crucible in Destiny using the Google one, and I can't remember. Like it was doable, but obviously there was response lag.
Yeah.
It was more than plenty if you were to like be sitting at a Starbucks on Wi-Fi on your phone, you could do patrols in the Cosmodrome, and you wouldn't notice a thing because the lag is like non-perceptible because you're just doing PvE shit. Like reaction time is probably inconsequential. But if you've got to come around a corner and another human's coming at you and you've got to swap to a shotgun or something, yeah, it's going to be problematic to be on a fucking...
Well, what was the thing that you and I and Venus played the other night where there was like 12 people in it? I mean, that would
Excision.
Can you imagine doing that on there?
Oh, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
would.
know. Although, I mean, the delay is your input to your guy, but the...
But then it's getting back to you.
Yeah.
It's getting there and getting back to you.
Yeah.
Right?
But your actions, once you punch them... See, yeah.
Because it's got to go through a server somewhere before it even gets back to your house. Right? You're firing up your unit at home.
I bet it...
It's got to go somewhere before it gets there.
You're on fiber. You have to test
I
this
know
or
I'm on...
You need to go over to like Paris Baguette and sit on a Wi-Fi or something and then go do like a fucking Iron Banner or something.
See that
or a strike with
because I didn't get a cell iPad either. It's just the Wi-Fi one, so it would have to be shared off my phone or Wi-Fi for sure.
I got it. I can't believe I haven't tried that. Oh fuck, we're close to time. I have an IT thing.
Okay,
we're near time. So Venus, and speaking about computers and Wi-Fi's and GBs, Venus's work laptop has been struggling with this, and we've gone through a couple cables. So she has a 3.55 millimeter head jack thing. When she is remote work, she has a soft phone, a virtual phone that relays her desk phone at work to the thing. Part of her daily job duties is answering phone calls, returning and listening to voicemail message, and then calling clients through this soft phone through her laptop. Through a VPN. She has been struggling with she has a set of over-the-ear headphones and a mic, pretty much a gaming
headset
setup
type thing
that punches into a 3.55 millimeter jack, where some of the clients that she calls when she's on her laptop can't hear her, or the sound is crackling, or it's garbage, or it's muted, or can't break out, in and out. And
it sounds like a cable.
Right. We have gone through cables, and sometimes it comes and goes with success, and it was just like, well, maybe it's a headset. I think at some point I've actually rolled her over into a new headset thinking, well, the Astros that she was using, what was probably 6 or so months ago, were actually my original ones, and I updated mine for the Xbox, and I gave her these ones. And they were nice because they have real nice cushions, and they fit over ears, and they don't pressure much, and they have a mic, and they were decent quality when we're communicating on Xbox. Why would it not work on our laptop? But we figured perhaps cables, $5.99. Well, fucking just bought another cable, another thing. Worked for a little bit, and then it started to come in and come out with flakiness. Then she spins up a ticket with her IT, actually this whole thing, the whole audio went away entirely, and we kind of juggled stuff around. They do a firmware thing. It works for a little bit, a couple weeks, but then she comes back into this ebb and flow where now callers tell her that they can't hear her, or she can't hear, or the quality is just trash. Cable in, cable out. Is it this? Could she use a dock with a different jack? And I'm like, well, I mean, you're dealing with a county thing. If it's anything like big corporate stuff, you just because you bought your own dock doesn't mean your profile will have rights to use the devices that it wants to say it can use now. So you may not solve anything by trying to buy a dock with a different jack. We could buy you another headset that uses USB-A instead of the 3.5 millimeter, because the one I gave her, the headset, didn't have a converter. It was 3.5.
Right.
I'll buy another headset that's USB-A, and you can try that. She's like, okay, well, I've spun up a ticket with IT again, just to see. She had to go to work. She went on site I think maybe it wouldn't have been Monday. I think Monday she was here. It wasn't working. She was very frustrated. And then today is Wednesday. Tuesday she went in, and it wasn't working again with even on site at whatever her docking station was. So
this is a set of headphones she's bringing home and taking to work.
Yeah, she took it to work because she would have a docking station at work, and it was fucked there too. That's my impression. So she was going to have a visit from an IT person today, and I had ordered I think that was Monday. Yesterday, she spun up her ticket to get IT visited, and that person was coming today since she was going to be in the office. I had the nice Razer over the ear. I mean, middle of the road, $40. Over the ear headphones with a boom mic, USB-A. It was 1 day shipping, so it was here yesterday evening. I'm like, well, you take this, and when you're on site at work, try it into the USB-A, and we'll see. The IT person came to visit her today, and she was obviously prepped with all of these things. So she had her existing headset with the 3.5 millimeter jack that had a new cable, and she had the experience worded out, because she also lives and bones an IT guy, so she knew what to say.
Troubleshooting.
Right.
Done it.
So the IT guy is working with her to solve some problems with the one headset, and he's like, oh shit, those are nice headset. The original Astro A40s that she had. He was like, man, those may make it home with me in my bag. Those are nice fucking. She's like, well, my husband's a gamer, and these are nice, and they're nice. Oh, I thought I had it twice. So they're going through the, like, okay, so we'll try this. Did you try this? Yes, we did. We did this. That didn't happen. Okay, right. So then she's like, and I have these to test too. And he went, oh, shit. Well, those will definitely make it back into my bag. And she, because USB-A, so we'll try this. The problem didn't solve, but he was just like, oh, damn, you got all the cool shit. She's like, oh, yeah, our house is, like, if there's, these are nice.
We're getting ourselves covered.
Yeah, it's fucking, iGame. Dude, oh, damn, no fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it was quite funny to have another IT person. And she apparently
appreciate your
right. She's like, yes, my husband does IT too, so and we game, so we want nice quality headsets, and and that's why she was also super prepped. We've tried this. This was we've done these and these. That didn't happen, so it helped speed up. From an IT guy to an IT guy, I'm like, here are the things that he's going to find valuable. And she absorbs way more than she probably would like to admit in understanding how things are going to work and what's available to her in a permissions lockdown environment of like a corporate thing. So anyway, it was handy. Plus the IT guy thought that our house was cool because she had cool headphones and shit. Like, you're lucky I didn't buy the ones that glowed, because he plugged that fucker in and you would have been like a rainbow unicorn. Yeah. And then he just would have left the office with a boner.
I will say, as a support not IT slash QA guy. Yeah. I'm like a support department's worst nightmare when I call.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I can't fucking figure out why this shit's broken. Like, I'm troubleshooting the shit out of this motherfucker. Yeah. So if I'm calling, you're going to ask me all the questions. I'm already going to tell you I've done this. I've done this already. Yes, I tried that. That didn't work. This didn't work. That didn't work. And I feel like they think I'm just trying to push them into a corner. Mm-hmm. But really, I've just done the legwork before I fucking called. And they don't expect that. They just expect like the guy who like can't have, the one person who's like, this isn't working. Yeah. That's not who I am. I'm going to fucking try everything I can to make it fucking work. Yeah. So sometimes they can be, depending on who you're calling, they can be very frustrated. I do wonder,
like, to what end, like, the ticket for the RS, was like, I printed out like the symptoms, what I was doing, like as we talked about earlier. I'm like, and this isn't to make your job harder. I'm just painting you so that way you're not the
broadest picture possible.
If I brought the car in, I'm like, the check engine light went on. Yeah. Well, presumably that gives, as someone that also likes to troubleshoot stuff, that's such a wide thing. So, I hope it's the same deal. Like, I hope my over delivery of stuff out the gate isn't to
be overbearing.
Yeah, to like dominate or saturate or confuse or expect the results of a particular outcome. I'm just like,
as much info as possible.
Yeah, I want to shortcut and give you the most amount of, so that way when you do need to ask me questions, if you do, you can skip the have you tried to reboot it, sir? Kind of stuff. I'm like, because if the check engine light was indeed relative to a bug or some sort of warranty issue of a drive mode, and I didn't say that I would, now you're going to be like, well, okay, so you said you were in cruise control, Mr. Carta. Were you in? No. I wasn't. And now I've wasted, one, you're not working on the car. You took 5 minutes to come back and like type something into the messaging service that now I have to take, relay, and then you go from the computer back to the car to tinker. It's like fucking as much as I can without being rude or presumptuous. I'm like, I don't know what this means, but you go.
What was the problem?
The catalytic converter had a leak, so they replaced it. It came in yesterday, and Venus picked it up this evening.
No problems.
No problems.
Similar thing. My neighbor contacted me. You have a code reader?
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, yeah. And so I took it over there last night, and they have a newer Chevy Blazer.
Oh yeah. Not the EV one?
No, the gas
Okay.
the gas one. It's a few years old. I don't think it's under warranty anymore. Maybe like 4 years old.
Yeah.
Nice car, pretty new.
Yeah.
Just put their first set of tires on it, so that tells you how old it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They had the check engine light was coming on. They were getting some clunky sound when they were driving it, which was weird, and they were worried that like what happened when we got the tires put on it, like what's wrong.
Right.
And it turned out to be some the codes were all like surrounding the braking system.
Oh.
So he put me in it, and we drove, and as he was backing out, it was like almost like the ABS was grabbing and letting go.
Oh. How weird.
Really strange. It was like kind of a thing. And I was like, oh, that's really strange. Something's wrong. Like maybe a sensor or the computer's wigging out for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like here's the codes. Take that to whoever you're going to take it to.
Right.
I'll give you all the information. They're all Chevy codes. So the tool I have doesn't tell me anything about them. Like there's no service data specific information in there. And so then when I got home, I did a bunch of Googling and sent him a couple things that sounded relevant. Just like, here's some information on it. So when you go in, you know.
Perhaps if there's a conversation, you have some context.
Yeah.
You're not a fucking mechanic.
Yeah.
But
that's what I told him. I told him, I'm not a mechanic.
Yeah.
I pretend I am in my garage.
Yeah.
But I'm not a mechanic, and especially in this scenario where I don't subscribe to any GM service data that would give me any insight into what these codes are specifically being set by, so I don't know. But here's the information, and then you can take that to whatever shop you want.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was kind of wild.
They told me I needed brakes, which is true.
Yeah.
Brake pads.
Yeah.
Brake rotor resurfacing.
Yeah.
New tires. I'm like, yep, all of those.
You're all gotcha.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But you can do brakes yourself, right?
Oh, yeah. And whether or not they need resurfacing, I would probably have debates on, but I haven't. It's been
if there's a ridge on
them.
But
I knew I needed tires, and that's why the winter ones are currently on there.
Oh,
because
the summer tires are soft and they wear out quick.
Right. And they've probably got one more summer in them anyway, but the 18-inch rims that I have are the only ones that can take all seasons. So this is what I'll be rolling with anyway, probably for the duration of the car. So I drove them this summer because I was like, fucking okay, why not? I'm gonna replace these before winter comes anyway.
I will say I bought the Michelin Pilot Sport AS 4s, whatever they are.
Yeah,
all seasons. Love them.
Do you know how much you paid per tire?
$700. No, I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh,
it was.
I went and looked, and what was funny is the quote for like new tires was like it said needs new tires in millimeters of tread wear. Vendor currently doesn't have direct OEM replacements anyway, so I couldn't even have purchased tires from them anyway.
I think I got them at Costco, and they were about $172.
Yeah,
somewhere in there, a piece. I
haven't
love those tires.
I haven't poked around.
Yeah.
But I remember you saying...
Yeah, if you're looking for
Costco.
something all season that has some sport element to it,
yeah,
I feel like those are a good option. Otherwise, you just go sport.
I haven't poked around yet.
Yeah.
It needs to be done.
Yeah.
It'll be before... I mean, we're going to get snow this week.
Shanna's car needs tires.
Does it?
Oh, yeah.
It just got struts.
It's needed tires for a while.
Does it?
Well, yeah. I mean, she likes to drag her feet a lot. Anyway.
Well, and we're definitely 100% at time.
All right, we're at time.
You should return the cart.
Wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
Especially if you've had a week like I have.
bidet.
Check your oil, Tony.
Register to vote and vote. This is your last week to do so.
Yes.
You should be participating in the election. It's important. Stay up to date on your shots.
Make the call if you need to.
Pick up a broom.
Do the kindness.
And we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.